Now, cleanup operations continue in oThongathi, north of Durban, after a tornado tore through the area on Monday. Many residents have opted to safeguard their homes that were destroyed, as looting has been reported. Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise joins us live from oThongathi. Nobuhle, thank you so much for joining us again. Residents are still busy with that cleanup operation right now.
Indeed, Masa, busy day. But you'd remember earlier when I spoke to you, I spoke of a house on the road here in Yanros in oThongathi, where it actually didn't get any damage. I managed to go inside and speak to the family, and they did, suffer a bit of damage. There was some ceiling that was leaking. There were windows that broke, but they are still very lucky. I mean, people were calling their home the miracle house, because every house around it, was destroyed during this tornado. They even live next to a cell phone tower, as I would have told you earlier, and that cell phone tower, when it fell, it fell in another direction as opposed to falling on top of their home. So they're very lucky, and I do have Mr. Sanjay Sharma here, who is the owner of the home, just to speak to him about, what happened, where were you when this happened, and how were you feeling at the time?
Anyway, when this storm was approaching us, I was in the house with my mum, who's 82 years old, and I was actually looking through my bedroom window, and I could first see the hails that were coming, quite large hailstones that were coming down, and eventually I could hear a sound, like an aeroplane that was, like a loud sound that was around the house. And next minute I could see sheets of metal flying from the settlement, and thereafter I could see from my backyard, I could see my carport sheetings all flying past my window, and I heard a bang in my mum's window room, and when I heard the glass just shattered and actually hit her on her hand, and I ran to see if she was okay. And it was really shocking when I saw her. She was in blood, and but she was fine. She just got a cut on her hand, and I went back to the window, but everything was shattered. And it was really scary. It was terrible. I didn't even move from there because I was scared something else could have happened to the house. But I was, as she mentioned, I was very lucky. This is a miracle house. Nothing actually happened to my house. I don't know what saved us. To me, I think there's a reservoir right next to me that actually took all the impact. And this tornado actually went around the reservoir, which saved my house and got the other houses on either side of me, and that's how my place got saved.
How are you feeling, especially since you're saying that your mother was hurt, and you were telling me that she's 82 years old and she was badly hurt?
I was in shock at that moment because I didn't even know where she was bleeding, because she didn't even know herself. When I walked in the room, I said, "Mom, it's full of blood on the tiles. What happened?" She didn't even know she was cut, but she only told me there's a glass that hit her. And when I saw a hand that was cut badly. So eventually I ran and got a towel and wrapped it around and got it quite tight, just for it not to, for her to lose a lot of blood because she's old. And eventually I asked her, "You okay?" And she said she's fine. And I tried phoning for my son who lives in Belito, and my wife who was at work. There was no network. I couldn't get hold of anyone. And I was totally lost. I didn't know what to do. But thank God we are all alive.
And I mean, the houses around you, almost all the houses around you, have been battered. How does this make you feel?
It makes me feel terrible. I mean, when I look at other houses, I took a walk actually yesterday. I got a chance. I said, let me go and have a look at other people's damages. And it's shocking. It's really shocking. Some houses got no roofs at all, nothing. And when I look at mine, I still got my roof that's still intact. I still have my ceiling boards that hasn't been moved. Everything is still this. It's got water leaks. I mean, that you can't help it with the strong wind that we had, a tornado, I mean. But everything is still in place, and I must thank the Lord. And I do a lot of prayer. I'm a very staunch Hindu. I love my prayer, and I think that's what saved me. And also, I lost my dad 2 years ago. And the first thing, he also came in my mind, and I thought of him, and maybe he was guiding me through this whole experience.
Thank you very much. That is Mr. Sanjay Sharma, and he is the owner of the Miracle House, as we refer to it as, and he's just explaining his experience to us and how it felt in that moment when he saw the tornado approaching. But we also saw assessors here earlier, Masa insurance, people from insurance companies who were coming to assess the damage, and we did manage to speak to some people in the community who were saying they're also having quite a difficult time, those who are insured, in terms of getting these companies to come on board to assist them, with assessments and things that need to be done following a disaster like this. So, they're sort of suffering a double tragedy at the moment where they're stuck and they don't know what to do and where to go. But there are good Samaritans who are, offering to assist them, to, for example, fix their roofing. We saw a lady earlier driving around, and she comes from a company where they are helping people install reinstall their roofs and the tiles on their roofs. I'm actually just going to try and walk to her so we can talk to her quickly. But she comes from a roofing company, and what they're doing is they're assisting people, especially those who are the elderly, with getting their houses back into some sort of livable form. Thank you very much. You're live on Newzroom Africa. Start by introducing yourself and tell us which company you come from and what you are doing.
Hi, my name is Candy. I'm coming from All Shape Roofing. We are specializing for roof. We are here to assist those people who require roofs. And we're actually going around to check. We are assisting as well, also the old people as well, to get the roof material in order for them to be in their home. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You heard there that they're doing it from the goodness of their heart, where they're assisting people, who need their roofs back, those who can get their roofs back. Some houses are completely, destroyed. They will have to start from the foundation up. So these are the kind of scenes that we are seeing here. People are still trying to, try and understand what this is and where to go to from here. And as I mentioned, we did see some people from insurance companies trying to come and assess the damage that is here. And it's going to be a very long week as the power is still out. There's still no network in most of the areas around here. And there are still schools that are closed. And we also know that in the fatalities, in the 11 fatalities, 7 of them were in the oThongathi area and some of them were outside, like in areas like Eshowe and Tlabisa. But here in oThongathi, where there were 7 fatalities, one of those fatalities, unfortunately, was a 16-month-old baby. And, that just paints a picture of how horrible the storm really was when it hit on Monday late afternoon.
A complete tragedy. And when we look at those visuals behind you after seeing that, what was been dubbed now the Miracle House, compared to just a stone throw away on the very same road, it's like night and day. Nobuhle, thank you so much for that update. We'll let you go and catch up with you a little later.